it's with praise and joy that we have arrived here safely. We had treacherous weather this week. We had difficult travel situations this week. The joy in the room is apparent. Thank you, Lord. The joy of sports brings us out to play ball. What keeps us coming out to play is the community that we develop. And it's present here, Lord, seeing friends, reminding each other of teammates and plays and the legends that you all are. And then going back to work on Monday morning to recover from the weekend. And your boss was gracious whenever he noticed where we were tired. Lord, we're just thankful for all the people in this room, for the people who have put it together, for Lyndon's Barbecue, who have donated their space for this treasure of a Hall of Fame. Thank you, Lord. Our strengths are because of you, and all glory in you and your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. The next thing that we're going to do here is we have a habit of honoring the ones that have gone on before us, and that's being unfortunately 7 people that we listed. To my knowledge, since our last meeting in November, the only person I know that we lost is Tom Red. He's one of our all-time great umpires in the town. So we'd like a candle in his honor for during the meeting. Is there anyone else that you need to bring up that I don't know about? Okay, Tom Red. Okay, we're going to start with an introduction of the board of directors. And if you're here, please stand. Please do. If not, just wave your hand real big. First one I want to introduce is Les King. Papa Les has been under the weather now for a few months, but we are so blessed and pleased that his son, Les Jr., brought him here, and oh, what a pleasure it is to see his smiling face. Les King, Executive Director. James Ward, President. Harry Barrett, Historian. Jim Ashley, Attorney-at-Law. Geraldo Acosta, Attorney-at-Law. That means there are attorneys from the board. Doug Stephanine. Dale Runkle. Both of these here. Rick Lopez. I can see Rick. Okay. Darryl Flecker. And our website developer, Dorian Birdie, over here in the corner. She's been selling memberships. Her husband, Terry Birdie here, photographer. And the best administrative assistant anybody could ever want, my niece, Amber Green. I can tell you we wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for her. Period. At this time, we've decided that we're going to like to nominate and induct 4 new members to our board. If you've walked around much and seen the board members, you know it's time to start bringing some new blood in. And so, if the following 4 people please come forward. David Garson. Tim McKinney. Scott McGovney. James Soria. We've got more attorneys on the board now. But I want to tell you, these 4 men here graciously, I didn't have to ask but once, and they were honored and appreciated to be a part of this organization. to be an active part. And that's what I wanted to hear and needed to hear. We appreciate them and look forward to all the things they're going to be able to bring to our organization, particularly youth. Big round of applause for our new board members. For all the wives that are here, would you please stand up, wives and ball players? Children of ball players, please stand. Grandchildren of all players. Yeah, all the guests that are here, we appreciate y'all being here. I know you come to support most likely your children or your brothers and sisters and what have you that played this great game for so many years. And, you know, as we look around the room and see everybody that you played with or against or both during the times that we played. And they weren't always on the same team all the time. And no matter what happened in Memorial number 1 or Memorial 2 or 3, when that game was over with, we all went to the same place and we all spent 2 or 3 hours together enjoying what we just had done. There was no winners and losers in our group. We were all just friends, and that goes to show us, you look around this room and you say, hey, I'm so much, oh my gosh, I remember you. And then BB walks in, and he may be the only guy here older than me, and he said, hey James, how you doing? Oh my gosh, welcome BB. Okay, my evil assistant today, he's been able to assist me all the time. Where do you go, Larry? Come on now, we're going to do introductions, Larry. Okay, we're pretty much going out today, not completely. First person we're going to honor is Rudy Barajas. Rudy Barajas, the most exciting team he ever played for us in 1968 during his service in the United States Army, stationed in Vietnam. Their games they played were in one of the base camps, Camp Carroll, but he called it the Rock. He said, I'd like to recognize and salute the men and women who gave it to take their all, overtake the Rock. We appreciate your service. The teams he played for from 70 to 75 was the Gallardos of Houston, Lone Star Superstars of Houston, Slits of Houston, the Baytown Cardinals. In 75 to 80, he played for the Musical Bar Hawks, and the Baytown Hawks from 81 to 86, Los Compadres from 86 to 1995, and then 40 and over, Los Compadres and the Houston Hawks. He went to the ISC World Tournament with the Musical Bar Hawks in 1982. He also played in the USA National Tournament and 3 national 40 and over tournaments with the Houston Hawks. All tournament selection in numerous different tournaments. Selected as all tournament, regional tournaments in Texas. Mr. Rudy Barajas, welcome.
Just want to say I appreciate the committee, appreciate James Ward, Jim Ashley, and I just want to tell you guys that it was one hell of a ride playing softball. But one tournament that always stood out to me was the Tournament of Champions. And that was a real fun tournament. Really enjoyed it. And, but knowing these other guys going from city to city playing different tournaments, you make some good friends. And up to till this day, you know, we stay in touch. And it's really a great honor to have played this game. Thank you, Jim.
Mr. Rudy Barajas, Vice Pitch Legends Hall of Fame, the Greater Houston area. Rudy Barajas.
Mr. Brown.
Next person we want to honor is Johnny Bowen.
This may be one of the best softball players
Johnny Bowen, come on down. Larry York just told me this may be one of the greatest softball players he ever played against.
That's hard. That's hard. Yeah, there are many of those.
Johnny Bowen played shortstop for many different teams. He played for Wiggins in Fort Worth. He played with Jim Ashton's team in Houston. And I'm not sure where all else he played. Houston Bombers and Houston 45s, A1 Bombing. He played in 7 TWF city championships, 4 state TWF state tournaments, won the TWF twice, played in one of the Texas Regional ASA, which qualifies for the ASA World Tournament. Finished 5th in the ASA World Tournament one time. Played in 4 IFC World Tournaments. Played in and won at least 10 fast pitch invitational tournaments, probably a small number. Selected most valuable player in one of the invitational fast pitch tournaments. Selected all tournament in 4 different tournaments. He played on a team, had a team record, season record of 102 and 9 losses. Johnny Boyd.
Thank the board for nominating me in this legend. Appreciate that. Enjoyed my entire career playing softball, both Fort Worth and Houston. Enjoyed it. Also, it was great meeting lots of fine ball players, and some good, some weren't. It was great. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Johnny Boyd, Fast Pitch Legends Hall of Fame. Very much awarded. Our next inductee, Paul Wacky Esparza. Paul Esparza played in Houston for many different teams. Played a few my life. Houston Colorado, Houston Bar, the HEs, the Texans, the Houston Man, the Flyers, the Kings, the Warriors, the Austin Pirates, Jim Burr, and the Stars. And he is the guy that showed up every weekend somewhere, playing for somebody. 83 and 84, he played with the Houston Man in the ISC World Tournaments in Bakersfield and in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We were teammates on that round. Then he started playing 40 and over and 70 over tournaments from 2010 to 22. Won the World Series at several different levels in 40 and over, 15 over, 60 over, 70 over, and he still plays. Some words for Paul Esparza.
I want to thank the association for this great honor. I want to thank all my teammates for being there for me. I want to thank the coaches. I want to thank the coaches. I want to thank the Lord, especially for giving me the ability to play this game that we all love. And most of all, I want to thank the fans who are always there for us. If it hadn't been the fans, we'd still be playing, but they made it for us all the time. And again, I want to thank the association. God bless everybody and have a safe Thank you.
Mr. Sparks.
Paulo Sparsa. The next person we want to induct is Lionel Flores. Lion. Passed away several years ago, 2016. And so we're just going to make some comments. We played with him. I played with him in a couple of different tournaments. We'd like you to speak on his behalf.
I'll be glad to, James. Lionel Flores was a bad blank home run hitter. He could break open the game in a New York minute. In fact, BG bitched me to bring Lionel on so that he didn't hit a home run and win the game. Anyway, he was a brother of Andy Flores, and both of those two guys, they were like the twin towers. They were so good. He played in Houston most of his life, but he got to play with us at the Baytown Hawks for several years, and it was a joy to play with him. He was he's like James. He didn't talk a lot, but he just talked with his back. You know, he was very quiet. He didn't go out yelling at people or anything like that. He just went over there and let his back do the talking. He was a great family man, great competitor, and he was a good friend of all of us, and we're going to miss him, and he deserves to be in the Legends Hall today. Thank you, James.
Thank you. Also, Jim Ashley to come up and speak on behalf of Lionel. Lionel played with Jim as well.
Well, I had an opportunity to play with Lionel. I first saw he and Andy play over at Sunday Park. We were playing against them, and both of them hit home runs. So I decided that what I really needed was one or both of those boys playing for me. I was fortunate enough to get Lionel. And around about 1977, 78, we were going to Oklahoma City. This is my favorite Lionel story. He went by his house, picked him up, and we got him over home. Before we let him on over home, I checked with him. I said, Lionel, you got your pants? Yes. How about your shoes? Yes. Well, we got 3 jerseys. We got all 3 jerseys. Yes. How about your gloves? Yes. So I let him on the way. Well, my mistake was I didn't eyeball all themselves. And when we got to Oklahoma City, we found out he being left-handed, he didn't have a glove. And left-handed gloves are sometimes hard to find. But Lionel finally managed a right-handed glove, put it on right once he played, and he played for us for 2 or 3 years thereafter. He was one of the most dangerous hitters that I ever had. We played against him one night over at Baytown. Bob Freeman was the umpire. He hit the ball so high over the right field fence, and I thought, well, this is not a home run, this one is a foul pole. And Bob Freeman called it a home run. I said, Bob, you can't be telling me that's a home run, it's too high. It went too far. You couldn't tell me it was foul or fair. He said, anybody that hit one that far has got home run. And so that was Lionel. He was enjoyable. I represented him both in civilly and his lawsuits. And at the time of his illness, he called me and apologized because he was sick. I think you don't owe me anything from a apology. It's been a pleasure knowing you, and it was a pleasure knowing you. And Lionel is very deserving of this honor. I'm glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I'm asking you to accept this on behalf of Lionel Flores and give it to Lionel's sister. Congratulations, Lionel Flores, and I love to play with you this year. Next inductee, Rex Galverson. Rex Galverson played from 76 to 91. Played for teams, the Summers, the Roadrunners, the Texas Flyers. He played in 4 IFC World Tournaments. He played in 12 ASA Class A Nationals. Played in 1 ASA Major National. He spent a season playing in New Zealand and a season playing in Canada. He was 29 years surrounded by great teammates in each position and great teams that he played on. He told me, he says, I remember we saw you in Salt Lake City. I said, I don't remember seeing that, Rex. But we go to these tournaments and there's people playing on other teams that you don't even know it. And years later, you in the same room, I was at that tournament. I saw you strike out. He had some more highlights on here. I kind of narrowed it down a little bit. He played in Highland, Indiana, in 2 Class A Nationals. He played with Sioux City in the ISC World Tournament with the Flyers. He was best to be a player in 4 ISC World Tournaments, 12 Class A tournaments, 1 ASA Major Tournament, and some after World Series. He was surrounded by great teammates and players, and I'll let you take the mic and talk a little bit.
Well deserved. 29 years, I don't think I stood on the ball field. Everybody around me is very good players. And I want to thank Bill Cole. We all know Bill, I'm sure. At the end of one of the Nationals, he invited me here to play for the Flyers. Never looked back. Sorry, I'm nervous, but I had more fun playing ball than I deserved. And looking at you guys that played before us, it was a great game. I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. Just looking at all the great players that I played against, I could talk all day, I don't know what I'd say, but I'm pleased to be here. Thank Bill, I know what I'd say. We get credit for playing. The guys that kept the game, the sponsors, that's who should be in here being honored. Bill Cole, Nacho's already here. I don't think he's here today. Bobby Smith is keeping the game going. Steve Perron is keeping the game going. That's what it's going to take for the game to come back. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for making this the cool event that it is. And my wife's sitting there, when I came here, it was so hot in Texas, but I'm from Pennsylvania. And it was so hot. I couldn't hardly take it. I'm not the picture man. And she's there with my little baby dragging around, running, like all you moms, chasing your kids. And she made it easy for me to keep playing. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Rex. Rex Gaberson, congratulations. The next guy, York just told me, he's the best looking guy I've ever seen in the softball uniform. Jimmy Long, come on down. What was that? Tell it like it is.
Perfect,
This guy plays in every one of our golf tournaments, and he is by far not the biggest guy in these tournaments, but he wins the longest drive every year. And there were witnesses. Jimmy Long, his dad introduced him in the fast pitch softball when he was a young boy. He went to many games to watch him play. He was his hero. And I was was his biggest fan in the summer of '71. And my father asked me to play with his team in Texas City, the Texas City Mine. So that summer I played in the first conference tournament and was hooked on the game from then on. After his college baseball career, so we moved back to Houston area. And from '77 to now, played fast pitch softball. Played in 2 leagues, 2 nights a week. Tried to play every weekend from March to September. Played for Midco Steel, Stevens Utilities, Houston Flyers. Took a coaching job in Bremen, Texas, coaching baseball. And a local team called the Rangers. He played in tournaments all over Texas and Louisiana. And many tournaments he was selected all tournament teams and 2 MVPs. He was fortunate enough to play in 3 ISC World Tournaments and 5 national tournaments. He competed and played against many great basketball players and made many lifelong friends. Jimmy Long.
I don't know about that good-looking thing, uniform statement even, that was under the top. But I really appreciate this. I want to thank James and the board of directors and so forth for this great honor. I want to congratulate all the other inductees today. It is a great honor to be a member of this club for sure. It was playing this game was probably one of the highlights of my playing career, as well as, I played college baseball and did all those kinds of things, got to coach for many years, but the joy of my life was playing this game. It was like the first time I went to the Chronicle tournament, as I stated, it was unbelievable. That was, I've never seen anything like it. Of course, if you lost, you were out. There wasn't no double elimination then. But I got to play against a lot of great players, with a lot of great players in the Houston area. I've got to see a lot of them that I haven't seen in a while here today. It has been a blessing. I will tell you one thing about this game. These guys that I played with and against, they didn't get paid millions of dollars to play this game. They played it because they love this game. They had to go to work on Mondays and do those kinds of things, and it was real tough on a lot of them, how young we were. But everybody enjoyed it. As they all stated after the game was over, everybody was friends. Nobody did all this trash talking and after the food that you see today. If you hit a home run and you dance around that field, let it out, come up the next time back. Everybody really respected the game. It was, like I said, it was a joy to get to play with a lot of the teams. Even though most guys don't remember, I did play with the Baytown Hawks one weekend. So if anybody called, I was going to go play at all possible. So I really want to thank my wife because she never said a word. I'm going to tell one quick story and I'm going to get out of here because there's a lot of other people that need to hear about. But I didn't know at the time that Brendan passed away. And he wasn't always a best umpire, which I don't think too many umpires are very good. But we always look forward to the first season going out to play the tournament at Memorial Park and get out there the very first time. When I come to the plate, Red's calling the game. So I get up to the plate and said, "Hey Jim, how you doing?" "I'm doing good, Red. Good to see you. Let's get going." He said, "Was your wife here?" I said, "Yeah, Red. She's learning how to play." "Crap." I said, "I can't miss any calls, man." I said, "No, because she's going to let you know." So anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you, and again, congratulations to everybody.
Okay, Jimmy Long. Talking about Tom Redden's funeral. Tim McCain and I did attend the funeral. And a couple other softball players and there were probably a dozen softball umpires that showed up at the funeral as well. So that kind of. Tim McCain. Jim McCain had a fast-paced softball career from 1977 to 1993. I got to know him a little bit better at the funeral, so We started, Tom Red's funeral, we started talking about, I said, well, where'd you start out? I started out in Fort Back. Wait a minute, I started out in Mount Florida. That's a stone throw apart. Yeah, he started playing high school softball at 7-7 in Fort Back. Played in the Victoria League, played in tournaments, Mount Florida, Bay City, Victoria, Old Ocean, and Yoga, some of your big towns. He moved to Houston in 79 and played with a bunch of college buddies in the local leagues in Memorial Park. And still played quarterback on the weekends or whenever he could get away to go play with them. He played for the Texans during 81 and 82. That was a combination of guys from Austin and Houston. He started playing with the Midland Steelers in 83, Fred Morrell, y'all probably remember Fred. And we ended up qualifying for the Class A tournament in Fargo, North Dakota. Linco merged his team into Mark Atkins' team and played with Mark's team through 93. He started coaching 3 years, boys in the league, and select baseball for 20 years. National tournaments, he participated in 4 ASA Class A national tournaments. He played in 2 ISC World Tournaments in 90 and 92. His biggest achievement, he tells me, is he won the back title in the Class A national tournament in Fargo, North Dakota. Talk to us, Tim.
Well, thank you all for everything that y'all do, putting all this together. It's a lot of work. But yeah, I really appreciate what several other people have said. It was, getting together, playing against all you guys, and just a lot of fun. First tournament I played in was at the Yoakum tournament, and still the special tournament. In fact, my wife and I got engaged in Yoakum. So it's very special, and thank y'all. I know we had some conversations earlier, but again, it's the camaraderie, the family. I remember Jimmy and his wife dragging their 3 little girls around, and everybody else with their little kids, and we even brought our dog to the tournament. So anyway, so thank y'all. A lot of fun playing with and against all you guys. So thank y'all.
Tim McKinney, congratulations, Tim. Next person up, Scott Montgomery. Scott Montgomery started playing in 72 at Memorial Park #1. He used to really Shamrocks. Special thanks to Big Yankees, Gene Silver, Larry Strickland for showing him how to play the game. He played with Fred Morrell's group, Rico Steelers, National Tournament in North Dakota and Alabama in Class A. Played with Mark Atkins' group in Los Lobos, California, North Dakota, Illinois, Vancouver, British Columbia. He played with Big Yankees, the 40 and over group in Las Vegas, Florida, San Antonio. Played with Bobby Smith's 40 and over group, the Stars, in College Station, Illinois, and Utah. He played the Shelby Wagner's, and the 40 group, and the Wagner Warriors. He played in 2 over 60 national tournaments. And Scott McGovern, talk to us a little bit.
Thank you. My first thing I need to say is I played for about 41 years. Thank you to my beautiful wife standing in the back of the room for letting me play for that number of years. I broke in 72. A lot of the old people will know Dick Atkins, Gene Silvers, and I was a high school baseball player, turned down a scholarship to play college, and fell in love with fast pitch. And it was a heck of a ride. I loved everybody up, well, let me rephrase that. I liked a lot of the people I played against. Played for 40 years, enjoyed it. Still got a lot of friends here. Both rooms, thank you, Bobby Smith. You know, everybody wacky. We all played, we had a good time. You know, at the end of the tournament, we'd sit down, drink beer in the parking lot, and it was fun. And that's what it was all about, so thank you very much.
Scott McGovern. Jerry Meyer. Let's get the big show rolling. How's the weather up there, Jerry? Position, the answer to my red. Position, pitcher. Years played 81 through 2001. Played with Beaumont Raiders, Louisiana Kings, Caldwell Bank, Texas Flyers, Miller Lite, and Secret Creek. Played in 4 ISC World Tournaments, 3 ASA men's major tournaments, and 6 Class A World Tournaments. Can't read everything you wrote on here, but it's all good. Kings, Louisiana Kings, 85 mid-major nationals, ASA, Montgomery, Alabama Blue Gray champions, went to the World Series in 86, 87 ISC World Tournament, 1988 went to the men's major ASA nationals with Caldwell First State Bank. 1989 with Caldwell played in the ISC World Tournament. And 1990 played in the ASA Major Nationals. 1990 Conference Champions. Boy, I tell you what, that was a major feat if you ever won the Conference Tournament. We all don't hardly remember that it usually starts with about 300 teams in the tournament. One loss and you were gone. If you made it through there, it took about 2 weeks, but you had earned a championship. He was one of the TWF state champions in softball. Went to the 1991 ISC World Tournament. Skipping down to the 2000 ASA Open State Championship, 2000 ASC Regional Tournament Champion, and in 2001 the Masters 40 and over, second team All-American. Jerry Meyer.
I want to say the main thing about this was coming up, we had guys like Les Koenig, Raymond Meyer, Lewis Nance playing in our little league in Port Austin. That was a big boost because when you got in there playing against those guys, you were either going to make it or going to go home. And they were always willing to help you with whatever was bothering you, whatever you needed to make your pitching better. Those guys were going to lend a hand. There wasn't any videos, there wasn't any YouTube to look at, there wasn't any of that stuff. I want to thank those guys that came before us. That's all I have to say. Thank
you. Jerry Meyer, congratulations. Johnny Doman, he's come sneaking in here. Good to see you, Johnny. E.L. Moore. King of Backstreet Softball. What position do you play? Infield. Years played from the early 70s till today. I played in Yoakum, Caldwell, Houston, San Antonio, Carpus. He played in the 1988 men's ASA Major Tournament in Bloomington, Illinois with the Colorado Kings. Jerry Meyer, who were back, taken care of. Even though he started playing in Yoakum, and he played a lot of years there, he played all over that part of South Texas, Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi. But then he began to move and started playing closer to Houston. And he ended up in state tournaments in Brownwood. He's the first pitcher he ever faced was his good friend and Hall of Famer, Bill Carpenter. I remember being at Brownwood and seeing Bill Carpenter pitch when I was a kid. You're correct. Bill Carpenter is a legend. He also played in the national tournament in team in Arizona. He didn't miss any tournaments. They were playing, he was good. Played the 40 and over major tournaments in San Antonio, College Station, majors in College Station, and nationals in College Station. He was a veteran in College Station. Also spent some time in the Yankees at a national tournament in Phoenix, Arizona, playing with the Gerald Outlaws. The last 2 years, currently playing with the Texas Star with Bobby Smith. He won the National World Series in 2020 and over 65. And this year he said he won the 70 and over championship. And I told him, I said, come Bobby Smith, when they start having 80 and over, I won't play. He also played tournaments in Louisiana and even in Mexico. E.O. Moore.
I got a little bit to say, I'll be more just to me. Today when I was kind of overwhelmed and showed real people. Brought back the fast pitch franchise and all the board of directors to carry on the fast pitch and all the fun. Thank my fast pitch family, which is everybody, my teammates, my opponents, my coaches, my umpires, fans, everybody I ever met on the fast pitch field. Big work. Next, I do want to thank my brother, FPL, which played with us all my life. Basically, we getting together and on the same team. As we got older, we get split off and you went one way and I went the other way and we opened. But when we was low, we kind of grew up idolizing him. So we both kind of started out learning the bat both ways. So we kind of switched years, and a lot of people during the years were saying that he was a better batter than I was, and some said I was a better batter. But if he batted 301, I batted 300. But I gave him 1 point because predominantly he batted left hand in the last pitch, and I batted right hand in the first pitch. So he started 3 or 4 feet close to first base. So he had a little advantage. Next, most people here been to go to the tournament. Everybody practices out the tournament. We have practice notice. But let me tell you how we started out. I started out working a summer job in high school for the city of Oakland. There was a German town that wanted to place in a softball game called Research. Little did I know we was going over there to play among Research. But anyway, we was told it was going to be a soldiers game. I was a baseball player, but I agreed to do it. We went over there and I see this warmed up, and I see these old men throwing fast pitch, and they never bring it. So our coach comes back and asks us if anybody knew how to throw a fast pitch. One guy said, we did a little bit. And we got beat. We got drawn pretty good. I think I struck out 4 times. But for pitch 1, I was sold on the game of fast pitch. So we came back to Yoga and said, we're going to start a team. We didn't have a pitcher. So we went out and practiced and threw overhand and so forth, just to hear. Finally one day, someone told me there was a guy from Houston that moved to Yoga that worked at the Goodyear Service Center. Well, the next day I was on my way to the Goodyear Service Center. I asked the manager if someone was here, to throw fast pitch. And he said, why don't you go back into the Bay Area and ask? So I walked back into the Bay Area and hollered out, is anybody here know how to throw fast pitch? This little old man calls out from underneath the car with grease all over him and says, I know how to do it. And we get to talking, and finally says, and he says, okay, I'll tell you. I get his phone number, and
and his name is Joe Muhammad. And I asked him, how do you spell it? And he says, looks at me running and says, J-O-E. So I said, you're my kind of guy. I said, your practice is, and he's sitting right over there, and he's been with us ever since. And I appreciate him for being on the same journey for 50 years. And 50 years in counting only because, thanks to Bobby Smith and the Texas Stars are still playing. Thanks everyone, and the last thing I want to thank is God for giving me the opportunity to play this great game and be among all the friends. It's been a blast. Thank you very much.
E.L. Moore, congratulations. Will Mario Delgado come up and wheel a power? Okay, these guys have played together all their lives with the Baytown Hawks, and they want to be inducted at the same time. They will be talked about at the same time. But if I did that, I'd be sitting there talking about the same words over and over. So I'm just going to pass the microphone around, and we'll start with Mario Delgado. And Mario has been moved up from a Hall of Honor to a Hall Fast Pitch Legends Hall of Fame. So I'm going to let him have the mic first and just tell us about your career.
Thank you, Jake. Thanks to all the legends here. I just want to say one thing that I look around the room, and these were the enemies that we played against. But now we're compadres in the family of softball. So glad to see all you guys here. Glad to see you're in good health. And I'm especially happy to be part of the legend community and family. Like James said, I played with the Baytown Hawks many years. Thanks to Biggie Garcia, who was off there, to thank you, man, for the many years that you gave me. I wouldn't give it back for anything. Enjoyed it. About 1979, 80, I decided to retire from the game. I was already 38, and it was a long retirement. You know, it's bored to death. I didn't know what to do. So I get a call from Robert Powers, and I was hoping Robert would be here. He's another legend. Robert called me and said, hey, Crash, do you want to play 40 and over? I said, Robert, I'm out of practice. It's been 2 years. No, I can't do that. I said, well, we're going to Colorado Springs on today. Okay, Robert, when do we practice? So that was the start of another career in softball. We just went on and on. And I find myself here in the 4th tour of softball.
Correct. Best shortstop around. I want to thank the committee and all the members here for considering me with this great honor. It's a great honor being here. I'm here with a lot of my friends and guys that I played against, and all I can say is the guys that are here were the best players out there. They had such tremendous talent that, you know, it was a privilege. Of course, it was better when we beat them, you know. But just being with these guys and being a part of this union here is really special to me. I started playing softball when I was 15, and I just loved the game. And I was lucky enough, after high school, to get a scholarship in football to University State. I played baseball and football there. But I just couldn't wait to come home back to Baytown and play soccer with my brother and all my friends. The guys that we grew up with, like Crash and Richard Lopez, we all were from the same neighborhood, and we grew up playing together all our lives. I played 25 years. That was the best time of my life. And I want to congratulate all the inductees. They're very worthy. They put their time in, and because we had to be good, you had to put a lot of time in. You had to play a lot of tournaments, a lot of leagues. We played all the time. Every other week, every week we played a tournament, plus a couple of nights in league. And myself, I had a couple of nights I was an umpire. But I love this game. This has brought me a lot of good relationships, knowing a ton of guys that just great people. And I'm really privileged, and I want to congratulate all the inductees that they're deserving. I want to thank my family that they supported me all my life. My mom and dad, they went to every game. My son and daughter, they had to go to every game. And especially my wife, who was with me for the 25 years that I played. She was right with me. Thank you, Sheila. I love you. And I'm just so warm here because this is a great privilege and an honor to be here with all these ladies. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Jamie Acosta, ladies and gentlemen.
David Acosta, you're next.
All right.
Wheel.
They call me Wheel. I made that name up to make everybody think that I could run fast. And it worked because I stole a lot of bases and I did a lot of bunting. But I want to say thank you to this man right here, James Ward, because he's the one that put all this together, ladies and gentlemen. He has kept fast pitch softball alive. But I'll tell you, there's one other person that's even better than him. That's his wife, Wanda Ward, and she's right here, ladies and gentlemen. And she was a catcher for the world famous DC Comics for the fast pitch women's team here in Houston, ladies and gentlemen. They were national champions. And I think it's time that we brought in women into the Legends Hall of Fame. I don't know about that, James. You got to talk about with your wife about that. But anyway,
What she was most famous for was the Texas Angels.
most famous for being a catcher for the Texas Angels. That's right. Thank you very much. There have been 3 books written about the Hawks, not just the Hawks, but one of them especially about the Hawks. This book right here is called The Mexican-American Baseball in Houston and Southeast Texas. And we have with us today 2 of the authors, Joseph Thompson and Mikael Vaselli. They're right over here. So if you want to get in a book, go back there and talk to them. There's another book. It's called Mexican-American Fast Pitch. It's the fast pitch history for the United States of Mexican-American ball. Now, back in the old days, they didn't let us play with everybody else, so we had to play with each other. So we started our own Latin teams, and James Sarai is one of the directors of the Latin American tournament here in Houston, which is one of the most famous tournaments in the United States. And then, this 3rd book, which is not only a book about the Baytown Hawks, it's about the community of fast pitch softball. And it was written by my uncle and 3-time Hall of Famer, B.B. Garcia, who's right there. He's a member of the ASA Hall of Fame, he's a member of the Latin Hall of Fame, and he's a member of the Legends Hall of Fame. Now, how many people can say that? Maybe Les Caney, maybe Jay. Right, he's a member here. And you know, the thing about baseball and softball, they're about the same thing. There's 975 players that play professional sports, baseball right now. That's it. We got 330 million people in the United States, and only less than 1,000 play Major League Ball. But I tell you what, this guy was every bit as good as Stan Musial or Harmon Killebrew. This guy was everybody. Les Kenny was as good as Sandy Koufax or Don Drysdale. Crash was as good as Correa. Jamie was as good as Altuve. Brother Jay was as good as Brooks Robinson. I was good as Willie Mays, I think. That's what they tell me. I don't know. But the only difference is that we played at a smaller field, and the pitchers like Bill Massey, who pitched 90 miles an hour, was only 45 feet away from him instead of 60 feet. And the first time I got a hit off Bill Massey, I almost peed in my pants. Because that guy struck out everybody who was all world. And that thrill, that people, maybe the other people that have never done it before, that thrill right there means everything to me. I carry that thrill of getting a hit off Bill Massey to my grave. Because that's what it takes to be a fast-pitch softball player. We didn't have a chance to go play pros. We could have. This guy could have been, in the Hall of Fame for the Major League Baseball. I know that for a fact. But we had to do what we did. You know why they call baseball America's pastime? Because all of us played it. Everybody from Little League to Teenage League to high school to college. And we were all together. And you know what I want to acknowledge the people that were in the stands, the wives. My sister Deanna, if she was a boy, she would have been in the Fast Pitch Hall of Fame. But we only had one girl, they wouldn't let her play. But she wanted to try to play. Uncle B had to tell her to get off the field. But the wives and the daughters and everybody was around the games. When you go to a game, you're not playing for tens of thousands of people that you don't know. You're playing for your brother, you're playing for your sister, you're playing for your daughter, you're playing for your best friend. You're playing for everybody that you live with, your neighbors. That means something. It's more, we used to have a saying that when we win, we win. And when we lose, we still win because we lost together. Now, the thing about baseball is we were taught how to be good citizens. We were taught scholarship. We were taught sportsmanship. You know what I mean? So all of us here, we're better citizens than the people that don't play ball. I'll tell you that right now because we learn how to play with each other. We learn how to win with dignity, and we learn how to lose with grace. And this is the family that we are. And I'm looking around right now. Some of y'all I didn't know when I was playing, but now you're familiar with me. Les Kenny, you're my family. You're my brother. You're my uncle, just like my Uncle B. Because we shared the same history. We shared the same hardwood ball. We shared that dirt on our knees. Uncle B used to teach us how to slide. I'm serious. We spent a whole evening sliding this way, sliding that way. We had sideburns all over our bodies and everything like that. And then one season, all we did was bunt. When we went to practice, all we did was bunt. And that's something that baseball doesn't have. They don't have the bunt. You know what they call bunt in baseball? Sacrifice. You know what we call it? A hit. Because that's what we did. How many plays have you seen where everybody in the infield is part of it? When somebody bunts, the catcher's there, the batter's there, first baseman, the third baseman, the second baseman moves over, the shortstop moves over, the pitcher comes in. On one bunt. That's exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Is that exciting or not? How many of y'all ever did a bunt before? Yeah, okay, I understand. How many ever got on safety for a bunt? That's a different story. What I'm telling you about fast pitch softball is better than baseball. The other day, when we were watching the Astros play ball, one of the games last year, I fell asleep after looking at it for about 4 or 5 innings. I fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later, they were still playing. We could have played 3 games by then. But we used to do that. We used to play 6, 7, 8 games a weekend. How too many of you do that? Or any of you guys that are out there playing. But anyway, I want to keep it short.
Is this going to take long?
My wife Mary is here, my daughter Gabrielle is here, and they have never seen me play. So I lied to them about how great I was. And they would roll their eyes and, oh, there goes Dad. Yeah, he was the best. Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, somebody please talk to them and tell them it's true. David Will Acosta. One other thing. When Lou Gehrig retired, I'm going to leave you with that thought. He said, today, I feel like I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And now, this guy is a legend. Thank you. There you go, Will.
One more. Everybody get in line.
Okay, last inductee today. Before I call our last inductee up, I want to ask that everybody's Hall of Fame members stand up at this time, please. Come on, stand up. I know you're up. Let's see, let's honor all those in the other room that are Hall of Fame members, Hall of Honor members. The whole room, come over here. We got to take a short break. We'll be right back. We do have some squares left over here. We have 2 sheets that need to be filled out. And then we're going to start drawing for $1,000. Winners. We need to get these last few squares filled out, and we'll give away $500 off of each sheet. Miss Barajas, I want to recognize Miss Rudy Barajas for all the effort she put into today of selling these squares and putting everybody's name tag on the. You're a big hand. Also, I want to tell you that there are a lot of 2023 calendars in the box up here. And I want to make sure that y'all take them with you because we're not going to have another meeting until the end of 23. So they say fast pitch legends on them. And I want everybody to have one. Okay, our next and last inductee is a long-time friend of mine, Richard. No, we got one more over here. One more inductee. A long-time friend of mine, Richard Johnson. I'm going to give you a little preamble to how Richard Johnson happened to end up here. In 1986, I started doing some work over in the Bahamas. I went out to this little park. I was driving by about 5 o'clock myself. A bunch of guys out there playing catch with a softball. So I go out there and I said, y'all mind if I play catch with you? They said, no, come on, join us. That's my Indian guys. I said, give me a glove. Hold me the ball. And he throws it and I go. Who is this? I said, I'll put it on. And so I stayed there for about an hour and a half and pitched back and practiced good, the whole team. And that's how I got started. And so I said, what do you do? He said, oh, to the hotel. What do you do? I'm an engineer. I'm in charge of all the buying down there. Oh, nice to meet you. I sell to engineers and buyers. And next morning, I'm always selling chemicals to this guy. And so he became a good friend, and I left the island, and the next day or two I called him back. I talked to Bill Kohler about a new pitcher. We need to pick up another pitcher. And so I called my friend, what's the name of the Bahamas that can pitch? He said, yeah, we got a guy. He's really good. And I said, we want him over here Thursday night. Bill Kohler said, go get him. Thursday night, Richard walks off and played with a bat in his hand and a ball and glove in the other hand. Richard played with us in the IFC Travel League for the entire year. Can y'all hold it down over there a little bit? He played the entire 86 season with us in the Travel League, played in Birmingham, Alabama with us. And then he went to Saskatchewan, and we played up there. And if you didn't know anything about the Bahamas, it is not cold, it is hot. And our second game was supposed to be played at 10:30, and it started at 1:30 a.m., and it was 32 degrees. Saskatchewan. And we said, Richard, you're up. He said, I couldn't even feel the ball. Richard is also known as the Lionheart. He was the master of the mound who represented. Hey, can y'all a little respect over here? We got one more inductee. Thank you. As he was known as Richard the Lionheart, he was the maestro of the mound. He represented the best ideals that you insist upon him giving maximum effort. His effort was to put fear in the minds of Americans, Canadians, Cubans, all who were part of his victims. His achievements were international service, a stellar member of his country's national teams, which elevated the name of the Bahamas in the international softball community from 77 to 98. The Bahamas' highest national ranking was number 3 in the world at the World Fastest Championships in Tacoma. They finished third, but where they finished was worthy of a lot of places none of us have ever been. They faced New Zealand in the third place championship team, and he pitched 19 innings against Kevin Hurley and beat him 1-0 for a third place medal. That was Richard. That's the highlight of his. How many of you ever faced him, Kevin Hurley? How many got a hit off of Kevin Hurley? Not many, you're right. He was awesome. He was a great pitcher from New Zealand. Richard played with us on the season in '86, and he had such a great time here in Houston that year that the next year he brought his Bahamas team to the Tournament of Champions, and they made it to the finals. We did a left side bracket and a right side bracket, and we played Richard and them in the finals in 1978. And so, without any more ado, I'm going to tell you that Richard Johnson and I have been friends for 40 years. The year that he played with us was such an enjoyable time. Bill Cole looked at his wallet and brought him over many times to play with us.
Thank you all. I want to thank the classmates, legends of Greater Houston for even considering me to be inducted into your Hall of Fame. You know, that game that he's talking about in Saskatoon, I think it was, York decided not to score any runs, so we got beat 1-0.
Flecker, they're talking about you.
But we had a very, well, I had a ball playing with these guys. They taught me a great deal. People like Trey, right?
Trey Brook.
Trey Brook, the guy who plays shortstop. He taught me a lot. This guy on the side of me couldn't run, right? But James hit pretty good, and I want to thank you all, and especially Bill, even in his absence, right? For Bill Cole for taking a chance on me, because he really did not have to send for me from the But I guess James is a good citizen. And like you said, we have been friends for a very long time, and this visit, because that's all this is, a visit with my friend, James, is long overdue. All right? And I'm not going to bore you guys with any long speeches, but thank you very much, and thank you guys for coming out.
I've been telling Richard about our Hall of Fame, and he said, you know, I'm just seeing Fletcher and Trey and York and all those guys I played with. He said, I want to come to one of your meetings. And so I said, we're having one on the 28th. Why don't you come on over and enjoy our meeting? And I did not tell him anything more than that. And it wasn't until yesterday, I said, oh, by the way, Richard, we're going to induct you to our Hall of Fame. So he had no clue. He came on his own dollar and wanted to be a part of our organization and the players that he played with when he was with us in '86. 76. 86. Hey, time gets away. I'll hold it up front. Richard Johnson. Hall of Fame. It says J.B. Jesse Barone. Ms. Barone will be in charge of paying off. Okay, ladies, ready to draw again. Number 87, Dorian Burdick. Richard Batista Jr. Number 19, James Lease. James Lease. Number 72. James Warren. You got to put it back to the crowd. Number 97, Terry Bergman.
Do I have to go pay now?
Just remember how much he owes you.
Bill Carpenter. Bill Carpenter. Number 14, Rhonda Warren. She is coming to be back.
47, Cal Hostile.
The bank is over here.
Going once, going twice.
Bank is over here.
44, Bud King. The next number drawn will be number 26, Richard Johnson. Richard Johnson, you want to swear?